There is a clear difference between people who want to live and people who want to die. Some people say that they want to die. Some people say that they don't have the willingness to live. Such people are highly depressing. Such people have a high self doubt. Such people are not self-aware, and even if they are self-aware, they are negatively affected by some inferences that they have drawn from outer world. Such people make sure that they don't feel good. Such people make sure that they blame life for everything that has gone wrong with them. Such people make sure that everything that is wrong in the world has something to do with them. Everything that is wrong in the world draws some certain connections to them. Such people don't want to live. Such people say that they want to die. But the reality is they can't even face death. Because the reality is that they are cowards, that they are escapists, that they run from one thing to the other, that they don't want to face the reality, and that they are too weak for the world. The second type of people are those who want to live, quite the contrary of the first. What they do is that first of all they make sure that everything that comes in their life is seen as an opportunity to perform, is seen as a gift. Every second is seen as a gift, as an achievement. Everything that happens is thought to be because of a reason. Everything that happens because it is a part of a grander scheme. Whereas those who want to die, the pessimists, not even the pessimists, I call them the retards. They say that the world is not worthy of them. Either this, or they might say that they are too perfect for the world. But the reality is that if you are perfect for the world, share your perfection. The beauty is that you don't want to share your perfection. The irony is that don't want to share your perfection, and then you call the world as imperfect. Such people also say that the world doesn't want their perfection because maybe you are not perfect. Maybe even if you are perfect, you can't manifest it in this world. Does this mean that you have to die willfully? Each and every second you have to die to show your perfectness? No, I believe in a life embracing religion. I believe in an idea which promotes life and not death. I believe in a world which does not uh, suppresses life, which does not counter life. It, religion is not an anti-life force. Religion should not suck the soul out of your body. Does not mean that. Does not mean that you have to stop living. Now, living means you embrace each and every moment of your life without any external validation. I believe that even if you are dependent on an external validation, even then you are pretty weak. May it be alcohol, may it be lying to others, may it be theft. If you search for external validation, that is yet another downside. But if you are saying that life itself is bad and that you are perfect and that you cannot manifest your perfectness in this world, and hence this world is not meant for you, no, try to share it. Try to act with people. Try to embrace joy and welcome people in your life. What uses such life which says that, oh, this is all misery, so what I'll do is I'll just live in a secluded spot? That is not a path to nirvana. Nirvana is studying, and you know what is needed to study? In order to study, you have to get into the thing. You have to explore the thing. You have to be free. Knowledge frees you. Knowledge gives you liberation. Life gives you liberation. Life is liberation. Death is not liberation. This is an utmost stupid concept. No, death is not liberation. Death is anti-life. Life is liberation. If there is a liberation beyond this world, it is through life. It is through a perfect life. No way is death. No way is being silenced. Yet another form of, yet another form of freedom. No, death is not freedom. Death is escape. Death is escapism. When the soul escapes the body, death happens. Death is not freedom. Many people say that, oh, bondage, materialistic world is a bondage. So when we leave the materialistic world, we are free. But the reality is your karmic backlogs have still not been cleared. The reality is you'll embrace life if your karmic backlogs are cleared. The only reason you are hitting on life and trying to embrace death even when you cannot face it. If a bull marches towards you, if you can face death, then why don't you, you know, try to accomplish the impossible? Why don't you try to do something really good, which which needs life death scenarios? Why don't you, if you hate your life, just keep it on the brink. Just say that, okay, so now I hate my life, so everything that I do, so it does not matter whether I live or I die, so I'll do some the greatest things possible in in the history of mankind. Do the greatest, perform the greatest, perform with beauty, act like you are the king of the world, and not with ego, but with sheer innocence, but with sheer patience, but with sheer idea that you are not someone on top of everyone. Rather, you are on top of yourself. You are your own self, exhilarating your own self. You are finding pleasure in your own interior being. The being who wants to manifest the perfectness in the world. The being who wants to say that, okay, this world is not perfect, but I will share my perfectness with this world. Until and unless you are a sannyasi, until and unless you are really up to leaving the world and its material desires, you should not think of death as an option. Death is not an option. Death is never an option. Death cannot be an option. Death is forced onto us. Life is not forced onto us. Life is a gift. Life is a beautiful gift. Don't ever say that materialistic possessions, that alcohol, that drugs, that these materialistic pleasures are some form of liberation. No, these are not. These are not life. These are anti-life. Anti-life is materialistic possession. Anti-life is having, lying on the floor while drinking or while smoking, moving like an idiot. This is anti-life. Life is exhilarating. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful. Life is a constant force of living. Life is to learn. Life is to know. Life is to interact. Life is to be happy. In the worst of the scenarios, be happy. It does not take a lot to have a smile. Just smile, bro. You're living, you're alive. Never ever hate your life. No, never. I can't hate my life. I will not hate my life. Repeat after me. I can't hate my life. I can't hate my life. I will not hate my life. There is no possibility. Life and hate does not go hand in hand. I don't hate anyone. I don't want to die. I despise death. Don't think that death is some form of pleasure. No. Until and unless liberation happens, unto the death of the body and the soul rises to the topmost position, it does not constitute to liberation. Death is not liberation. Death is yet another bondage. Again, a new life. Again, the same loop. It is not misery to go on the same loop because of life. It is a misery because you died without doing anything good. You didn't live enough. And what do I mean by living? Helping others. When I help other, I feel alive. I feel that they have shared some positivity with me. When I see the tears in someone else's eyes and tears come in my eyes, I feel alive. This feeling of sadness, when it is out of empathy, when it comes out of empathy, it is a life force. When the feeling of empathy arises, when I see someone happy and I become happy, it is empathy. And this is what I think life is. No, you cannot leave everyone and be isolated. No, that is not an option, my dear brother. No, this is not an option. Living isolated is not an option. Never an option. Living isolated should not be in your bucket list. I know you want to live isolated and you want to leave all the material bondage, but then Fully leave it. Don't ever look back. Have the courage. Don't say that you want to play on both sides. No, it will harm you. It will harm you brutally. It will cost social interaction, your grihast life as well as your virakt life, because you're not really virakt. You're not really freed from material bondage if you want to live with society. Either completely leave it or completely, live it. Either leave it or live it. Any one of them is only possible. Don't try to be the middle person, because the middle person gets nowhere. The person in the middle, the person that has balance, monkey balance, he does not get anywhere. Take a side and be faithful to your side. Don't ever think that, okay, this is, I would like to change this thing because now I have found some liberation, perspective. I'm not saying that you should not go to virakt after being a grihast. You can, but that there is a certain procedure. There is a certain idea that has to be behind that, such that you don't come back to grihast. What is the guarantee that you will not come back to grihast? What is the guarantee you take care of yourself? Understand these things. And once you go to Virakt, you cannot choose Grihast. No way. There is no choice after Virakt. Then it will be complete mess in that case. Understood? Never ever leave society for a long period of a really long period of time if you don't want to be a sannyasi. And that too sannyasi of a really high order. That should be the aim if you are being a sannyasi. Until and unless you want to be a sannyasi, don't ever think that you can do some form of things while living isolated. You should be isolated. I'm not saying that solitude is not a good. Solitude is really good. Solitude heals. Solitude embraces people out of their problem. Solitude is self-respect, saying that, okay, I will not. In fact, some of the best things, some of the most decisive things I learned were in solitude. But that does not mean I will spend my whole life in solitude. No. That means I want to be a sannyasi. Then try the sannyas path. And not really try, embrace it if you have the courage. If you don't have the courage, then just go with whatever is being given to you. Understood? I hope you understand. See, every moment is living. I am combing my hair. I am feeling joy in it. See, if you are a grihast, then you have to consider, if you are a household, you have to consider, that that maybe God has gave me a gift called life, an opportunity called life, a gift called life. So I should embrace him. I should praise him and simultaneously work towards my goal. Shouldn't this be the aim towards liberation? But if you want to be a virakt, then embrace it fully. Don't be confused, bro. Don't be confused. Never ever be confused. Confusion creates misery. Confusion creates misery, and prolonged confusion creates depression. Don't be confused for 6 months, for 3 months. Do it. If it is good, do it. If it is righteous, if it is dharmic, do it. What are you waiting for? I hope you understand. I hope it helps. Be a pro-life person, not an anti-life person. An anti-life person loses within himself continuously, many times over. Be pro-life. Be full of life. Be so much radiant that life flows from you. You are the God people. You are the part of God. You are the son of God. If you are the son of God, then the son of God is not, is not mortal. The son of God is immortal. Understood? I hope you understand. I hope you feel what I'm saying. The son of giver of life is a giver of life. Act like one, bro. Act like one. Come on, act like one. Thank you.